Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to Howard County Journal. Matt Trudell with you, and in studio with me today, I have two guests. I have Margaret Ehrlich, founder and manager of Inspired Ghost Tracking, and I have Rob Guttrow, who is a medium, and he does some of the tours with Inspired Ghost Tracking and has 4 books, and we will definitely get the information to that towards the end of this. And they are here to discuss ghost tours, but specifically ghost tours with the Belmont Manor here in Howard County. And they have 4 events going on there from now until the end of the year, but starting in October. So thank you guys for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
So
Thank you.
First question is, and each of you can answer this, tell me about yourselves, just in general, not ghost related or anything, or you can include ghost related things.
All right, so I'm Margaret. I have a course. I have two daughters, and I do a lot of community events. So I found myself kind of empty nest syndrome, and that's when I got into the paranormal.
Okay.
And the rest is history with that. We started Inspired Ghost Tracking October 27th of 2008.
Okay.
So we're coming up on 9 years.
Wow. What about you, Rob?
Well, by trade, I'm a meteorologist, so I use a lot of science. I'm a medium also, so that means I talk to dead people and dead pets. I've been doing that since I was a teenager. I've written 4 books about my experiences, and I help with Margaret giving lectures at the Belmont, and we do the public tours, and then I do a lot of events on the side, and I also give free readings for people who lost their pets.
So, Rob, you told me off air about how I don't want to say became a medium when you were a teen, but realized that you were a medium as a teen. So how did that happen for you?
Well, that was kind of a surprise, actually. Being home alone one day with a family dog, and my grandfather, who died 6 months before, decided to materialize in front of me in full color.
Wow.
And he scared the living daylights out of me, so I grabbed the dog and ran outside until my parents came home. And then when I told my mother, she wasn't surprised, so I found out she had the gift. And I knew that there was a lot more to it, a lot more going on.
Okay, so with being startled, did you not have another experience till much later, or did they kind of realize, oh, well, he was freaked out? Because most people would probably be freaked out.
Typically, if you see a spirit, and there's a difference between a ghost and a spirit, and you're afraid of them, they won't come back.
Okay.
Because they don't want to make you afraid.
Okay.
It did take a while. I had experiences peppered throughout my life for the next 20 years until my dog Buzz passed away, and he came through and he reawakened my abilities. And since 2005, it's been nonstop.
And is that when you decided that you wanted to kind of branch out and help other people?
I did. I figured that if I could write down all of the ways that ghosts or spirits communicate, that I can give hope and comfort to people who lost a loved one. And that's what I did.
Now, Margaret, you said kind of the empty nest is what drove you to it, but I'm assuming you had some sort of interest in the paranormal world.
She had a haunted nest.
Yeah. When I was about 12 years old, I lived in a home, of course, my mom, brothers, and all, that was haunted. And this house, nothing really bad, just chairs moving, ceiling tiles moving, attic doors opening and closing at odd hours of the night. Different things like that piqued my interest. And through the years, I watched Ghost Hunters and all that, thinking, cool, Well, it's not the same as what you see on TV. It takes a lot longer to get the evidence than that little 30-minute hour show.
Yeah. Just to touch on this, can you define the difference between a ghost and a spirit?
Sure, and we do this in our lectures too at the Belmont Manor up in Elkridge. I have come to find out that after we die, we have energy, physical energies within us, and that energy couples with our memories and personality and our knowledge, and we make a conscious choice right there at the time of death to stay here earthbound, what I call a ghost. Or we cross over and join the light or heaven, Valhalla, whatever you want to call the other side, and that's what I call a spirit. So they really are different because one chooses to stay earthbound, usually in a familiar location to them during their life, and the other one crosses over. Ghosts are limited usually to their location unless they come back somewhere with someone.
Okay.
Spirits can go anywhere at any time. So therein lies the difference.
Okay. So a spirit can kind of cross back and forth as they please.
Spirit can come anywhere, anytime. As a matter of fact, there have been cases where spirits have contacted people, multiple people, in different places around the earth at the same time.
Wow.
Defies physics.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for clarifying that. So I brought you in here today to discuss the Belmont Manor events that you guys do. And there's 4 of them. I saw one was October 24th, October 27th, and then November 7th and December 12th. So if you don't mind, can we kind of just go through them and discuss what people can expect from each one?
We can. Would you also like to know how we ended up getting Belmont?
I would love to, actually.
Belmont
Yes.
was one of those that I contacted. You know, not everybody's open to the paranormal and us coming in, and they think it's going to give them a bad rep. So I contacted someone through Belmont, and at that time, Belmont was actually being remodeled. And I hung around for 2 years waiting on her to contact me back. And when they did their open house, Rob, myself, and
Tom,
Troy, who else was with us? Rhonda?
Rhonda.
You know, there was several of us, I think Greg was there too, that went for the open house. Mm-hmm. And of course, my mediums went crazy with this house. Mm-hmm. So we set up to do a investigation just with us. And that's when we came up with a little bit of evidence. And they invited us to start doing lectures. The next 4 you're talking about will take us to the end of the year, but we're all year round.
Okay. So I think a lot of people think of ghosts as horror movies, right? And I would imagine that you probably have far more good experiences than bad experiences. But do bad experiences happen?
They can from time to time. You know, basically, as I mentioned, a ghost or a spirit is our memories, personality, and knowledge. Mm-hmm. And so if you're a bad person in life, you're going to be a jerk in death. Really.
Okay.
You know, if you're a good person and you decide to stay earthbound as a ghost, you're going to be a good person as a ghost, as an earthbound ghost.
Okay.
So we've encountered both.
We have. The funny thing with it is, with our private investigations, and again, you know, coming up on 9 years, and we've done quite a few privates, everybody that contacts us is like, oh my gosh, I've got a demon in the house, and it's something evil, and we go in there, and I would say out of all the investigations, maybe 3 that were kind of bad, but not demon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had bad attitudes.
And, just bad attitudes. And I get my mediums in there, and they knock them into place, you know. And
yeah.
Most of the time, we cross them over where they need to go.
I picture like a cranky old man just stomping around, like slamming
Exactly.
doors and such.
We've had some of those.
Yeah. One of the examples that I use, you know, the cranky old man that lives next door?
Yes.
That you lose your Frisbee or your ball, and he won't let you go get it.
Yeah.
That's some of the cranky people we deal with.
Yeah.
I see that all of these are 18 and older. Is there a reason for that, or is it just?
Well, we don't want to scare, and
Yeah.
we don't want to scare anybody. And you know, it's important for. I think by 18, that's when families start allowing their children to go to wakes and funerals.
Okay.
You know, they don't really need to be exposed to that. Of course, with television, they're already exposed to it, but would prefer not to give kids bad dreams.
Do you have to have tickets to this event, or can you just show up, or?
All of the events are through the Howard County Parks and Recs. Mm-hmm. You do have to register with them. You do have to pay for them.
Okay.
We, as Inspired Ghost Tracking, do all of our events for free.
Okay.
So the money that you're paying is actually going in to help Belmont with any of their expenses and all that.
All right. And as I see here, like, I think the most expensive ticket is $25, which is the Belmont Investigation and Ghost Tour. Most of them are. All the other ones are $15, which is.
Yeah, they set the rate, so we don't
I mean,
have
for,
anything to do with that.
Yeah, I mean, for an event of a night, that's not bad. That's definitely.
And the public investigation is it's really a different animal.
Okay.
Because the lectures usually go for about an hour or so, and people can ask questions about anything. The public investigation is about 2 to 2.5 hours, and we have people in IGT, Inspired Ghost Tracking, that lead people, groups of people through the mansion and out into the cemetery. So it takes quite a while.
Yeah.
Because we have to go through the mansion and explain where all of the different entities are and who they are and why they're there.
So you discussed that you, as Inspired Ghost Tracking, do different things. Like you go in and do your own investigations of just people who ask for your help. So how can people get in contact with you? And then what is involved with that process, I guess, would be my next question.
All right. One of the best ways to get in touch with me would be Margaret at inspiredghosttracking.com.
Okay.
Only because it's the easiest one to put out on radio.
Yes.
Once I get that message from you, I contact you back. We set up for a phone interview. I ask you all kinds of questions. And I mean, I ask you all kinds of questions. There's about 55 questions. Once I feel comfortable bringing a group into your home, and I feel that there is something there with talking to you, I get a hold of my group. We go in. We do an investigation. Investigations are 3 to 4 hours long, and it takes us approximately 30 days to go over all of our evidence. I take the mediums out. The mediums get their impression. If there is something there that you want gone, the mediums will attempt to remove what is there.
Okay.
And cross them over.
Okay.
Then I bring back our evidence to you, and we go through the evidence. I give you a nice, neat package. It has a little CD in it for all of the EVPs, pictures, videos, whatever we get, I give to you. Once a client, always a client. Call me back, contact me if there's still something there, or come back in if we have to.
Wow.
And we give you other information too.
Yes.
We give you if there's something wrong with your furnace that we have picked up on, it's putting out too much energy, or if
Emissions, or if you have a structural thing.
what is it
Yeah.
with Tom, with the architect? He does architectural.
My husband's an
And-
architect, so he looks for architectural deficiencies in the house that may cause noises that people may mistake for paranormal problems.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow. Rob,
Yes,
you have 4 books.
I do.
I would love to bring you back and talk in depth about pretty much all of them, but can you just give us kind of a brief summary of each of them and where people can get them, or how they can contact and learn more about you?
Sure. They can just go to robgutro.com or petspirits.com. That's probably easier. I'm on Facebook too, just Rob Gutro, Gutro. Plug it in there, and Twitter. So the 4 books I have are all about personal experiences, and some have cases from IGT that we've been on. One that we give a talk about at the Belmont Manor is called the Double Murdered Ghost Investigation, where we found 2 murdered women during an investigation. Basically, they're ghosts, and we explain how that came about. It's a fascinating story. Ghosts and Spirits was my first book. Has my experiences in also different locations throughout Maryland, as well as San Francisco and Georgia and other places. Also, the way my dad communicated with me and my family and my mother after he passed. Many people can relate to all the things that he did. And the next one was Lessons Learned from Talking to the Dead. I wrote it like a question and answer book for the paranormal.
Okay.
All of the things I've learned with Inspired Ghost Tracking and Margaret, with the other mediums in the group, and from the actual ghosts and spirits that have talked to me. So any questions you have, the Lessons Learned from talking to the Dead. Pets in the Afterlife have been actually my most popular books because everybody has a pet that has passed. I get a lot of emails every week, and I give free messages for people who email me. People read the books, and then they have a better understanding about how their pets communicate and still stay around them. So it offers comfort and hope to them.
Wow. I'm a big bookworm, and I'm going to get these. Well, I really wish I had more time to talk to you guys. I will definitely have to bring you guys back because I want to hear more about inspired ghost tracking and the stuff you guys do outside of Belmont. And I would love to hear more about your books and just, you're the first medium I've ever talked to. You know, and outside of the TV show that's a fictionalization, you know, it's like,
Sure.
you don't really get down to the nitty gritty, I guess. So I appreciate you guys dropping by. This has been Margaret Ehrlich and Rob Guttrow, both representing Inspired Ghost Tracking. And this is probably one of the better interviews I've ever done. So I appreciate you guys dropping by.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
That's it for our show today. Thanks to our producers and guests, not only for taking the time to speak with us, but also for all you do to make our community a healthier, more sustainable, fun, and safe place to live, play, and work. Don't forget to connect with us through social media. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. You can find us under Dragon Digital Radio. Also, check out our podcast page where you can find this episode of HOCO Journal and share it with your friends and family. If you would like to come in and share your story, contact me, Cris Oviedo, at moviedoo@howardcc.edu, or connect with me via Facebook at my Cris Oviedo page or through Dragon Digital Radio. Stay healthy, happy, positive, and blessed. And remember to spread love and respect wherever you go. Until next month, I am Cris Oviedo.